Hello everyone, FX House is back with a new tutorial for Cinema4d and After Effects. And on this kind of a tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to make this style of a cascade colorful animation with Cinema4d and After Effects. And I'm also going to put a file folder for you guys to follow up this easily. So I'm going to put the color scheme, also an obj file if you guys want to at the end make the renders on this Fox text. And also I'm going to put a studio because I'm going to make this tutorial with the studio of Vray, and this is just a simple studio that you guys can follow up if you guys don't have Vray. So let's jump on a new project, guys, and let's make this happen. So I'm going to make a new file. On a new file I'm going to put a MoGraph text over here, and on this MoGraph text I'm going to write the letters Fox on uppercase, and I'm going to choose the font Typograph Pro. It's a cool font. It has some cool space here to show up our texture that we're going to animate on After Effects. So I have the font already. I'm going to just to extrude this a little bit so you can have a little bit of depth, and we should be ready to go and jump on this. So I'm also going to put a little bit of caps over here. I'm going to put this to 6 and the radius to around 0.5 over here. And also on this one, I'm going to put this on 6 and the radius 0.5. So just that we can have a little bit of this bevel over here, just a subtle bevel. So we have our text, and now we need to edit this and also prepare this for the renders at the end. So I'm going to put a plane over here just to see where our O of the fox is leading, and it is a little bit lower of the plane. So I'm going to edit this. I'm going to press C. I'm going to over here select all this. I'm going to pick my O and put a little bit up, and that should be cool now. I'm going to hit C again. I'm going to select children and connect objects and delete. So now we have our object, so we can have a cool uvmap and make the texture for the animation. So I'm going to also, I can just hide this plane so we don't have it on our animation, and we're good to go. So once that I have my object over here, my object for the texture to animate, I'm going to the uvmap over here standard. I'm going to uvmap edit, pp uv edit, and I'm going to select my object over here. I'm going to pick this one, and I'm going to over here, and I'm going to just to deselect this one, and over here on the mode text I'm going to select my F1, that is the text that we're going to use. So I'm going to hit next, next, and next again, and now we already have all our texture over here. So I'm going to the layers, I'm going to make a new layer, and on this new layer I'm going to press Ctrl and A so we can have our polygon selected, and when we have our polygon selected we can go to the layer and fill polygons. Now we have the base so we can make some masks to animate this with the cool color. So I'm going to my file, I'm going to save textures as, I'm going to put it on PSD so we can have some layers, and on these layers I'm going to my folder again, select particles, this Fox tutorial. I'm going to just save this as a texture, and then we can use it on After Effects. So we can go now to the standard and open our After Effects, and now we can import our After Effects file over here. That is our texture, and it is well, we're going to just to import this, and I'm going to choose editable layer styles. Okay, so now we have our texture, and we can put it on a composition. Just click this off, and now we have all our textures with layers, and we can animate this. So if you turn this off, you have a transparency background, and what we need to do start doing is just colorizing this. I'm going to put like a black background over here on this one. Just choose my color picker over here. That's okay. So that way we can have that black first color. And now on this one, I'm going to, if you zoom in a little bit, you see that you have a lot of these lines that are showing up, so we can correct that very easily. I'm going to put also layer style, color overlay over here, and on this color overlay, I'm going to put the first colors that we need. So I'm going to import also my colors scheme over here now and put it on the composition. Just put this aside. Now I can start using my colors and make this this cascade effect. So I'm going to over here on the color overlay again, I'm going to choose my color picker, I'm going to put my first color. And now you see that you still have these lines, but now we're going to correct this. I'm going to choose glow, right glow over here. I'm just going to put this on this layer. Now you see that those lines are over and it's looking really cool. So I'm going to make my first mask for this animation, and we're going to copy all these guys. So I'm going to select this one, hit a mask, new mask. I'm going to hit 2 clicks so we can rescale all our masks so we can play a lot more on this. Just increase it a little bit and we're okay. Going back to the mask over here, just select this one. I'm going to add a few points to the vertex over here. 1, 2, and 3. Now we can start customizing our mesh over here, so we can have like a cascading bevel or like a fluid cascading colorful thing. So I'm going to also over here and convert this vertex tool, and I'm going to convert my points to like a Bezier spline, so we can have some movement, like fluid movement, and it looked a lot better. So I have our spline over here, and if you start animating this like to around 2 seconds, yeah, you can go for 2 seconds. We're going to set a keyframe over here. Now we're going to push backwards. I'm going to hit 2 clicks, and I'm going to bring with my layer up. I'm going to hit shift and I'm going to press up. So now we have a right animation over here. Let's just make a play on this. Where is the play? I'm going just to the window, align audio. Where's my play? What the heck? Preview. Okay, going to the preview. And if you hit preview, you see that the mask is already building up. So I'm going just to smooth out this a little bit. I'm going to select the 2 keyframes, keyframe assistance, and easy ease. Now on easy ease, I'm going just to pull this a little bit backwards so we can have cool animation on our mask. Yeah, I think it's cool. Alright, we set up our first animation, and now we just need to copy this and offset this a little bit and make the rest of the color. So I'm going to Control D so we can have the second color, going to the mask, and I'm going to Layer Styles, Color Overlay, and I'm going to select my second color. Just going to just going to zoom this a little bit, pick my second color, and is this one. That's okay. Now I'm going to offset the mask a little bit so we can have that cascade effect. So going to Control D again, going to my Layer Styles, and Layer Styles, going to Color Overlay, going to pick my third color and also overlay a little bit this mask. Right, so if you press play, you should have a really cool cascade effect on this. And if you see, we don't have the deadlines that were juggling our system. So we have our animation going, and we have our color scheme off, and this is our animation that we're going to bring to Cinema4d again, guys. So just going to the file, I think it's everything going, it's okay. I'm going to export this, add to render queue, and I'm going to save this. So X files, just particles, Fox tutorial, and I'm going to bring this as the animated texture. That's okay. I'm going just to put this on AVI. It's alright, and I'm going to render this out. So that way, after this is rendered, we can just put this on this text and also put our plane and start to working out our final render and final animation. So just 4000, it's okay. Just bring it over. Our animation is already done, and we're good to go. So going to After Effects, our animation is cool. We can put this down, and we're going to, as I said, I'm going to make this with Vray, so I hope you guys can follow the tutorial. But if you guys cannot follow the tutorial on the Vray, you just need to go up here and put your animated texture there. Okay, guys? Alright, so I'm going to make a new material on Vray. Over here, Vray Bridge, fancy material, and I'm going just to rescale this a little bit, and that's cool. So I'm going to the diffuse layer, and on my texture map, I'm going to load my image. It's going to be just going again to my huge folder with a lot of stuff, and I'm going to Fox tutorial. I'm going to put my animated texture. I'm going to set no, and over here we should have already our animation go. But I'm going to the speculoos layer. I'm going to start organizing this. Put a little bit of IOR, set the glossiness a little bit, and now to correct this, because I really don't like this reflection going over here. I'm going to the glossiness, put this to around 16, and on the specular expert settings, we're going to set off to the trace specular. I'm going to put this also to 5. So ready, okay, and we can just paste this over here. And if you put this a little bit up, probably not going to render because we don't have Vray lights or Vray camera. I'm going to start to make that just for us to see something going on over here. I'm gonna put an area light, and also over here I'm gonna set this to inverse square physical. I'm going just to pull this a little bit off over here, and we already have lights working. That's okay. I'm gonna control and copy to another one, put this a little bit backwards, and it's okay for the start. So I'm going to also put the Vray tags over here. We're going to start to make our studio render in a bit. So I'm going to Vray light, and this is area light, it's okay, and I'm going to enable shadows, and now I'm going to increase a little bit the intensity of this so it can have lights, and we're going to put also the camera. I'm going to organize already the aspect ratio of this. So going to the object on the camera and put a Vray tag, a physical camera. So I'm going to the physical camera, put this with neutral, and I'm going to the ISO, put this on 600, and this to around the shutter speed to around 90. That's okay. And now we're going to our render settings and start to make this looking cool. 1920 for 1080p, and I'm going to put my anti-aliasing to best over here. Options okay. I'm just going to put immediate occlusion, and I'm going to put my Vray bridge. Now the Vray bridge, we have to set up this to make a cool render. So I'm going to the anti-aliasing, put this to adapt this subdivision, and the max rate could be this for the start. I'm going to DMC sample, it's okay. And now on the type, put the ASV ASV exponential, set this to 0.8, and the gamma is cool. And on indirect illumination, we're going to put our the global illumination on, and we're going to put the classic Gauss group medium that is good for this render. So everything is set up for the beginning, and we think we can start already trying to make a render on this. Let's just jump on here, just put the animation over here, and just make a render to see where we are. Yeah, the animation is already there, and I think we can start just organizing our color and our lights over here, just pushing the lights a little bit backwards, and you can push this to around 15 so we can have more light, and just grab these guys a little bit up and backwards. Alright, so we still need a floor material for this, but I think the animation for this is already working on. As you see, you have already that style of cascade, but and I think it looks really cool, and you guys can try also to on your on this kind of shapes, you can just offset the design of the shapes, and you can have a lot more awesome bevel or cascade bevel animation on this, so you can test a lot of things. But I think this is a really cool base for you guys to start this kind of animation. So I'm going to also make just a floor material for this. Going to the Vray transfer material, set up a new material for the floor. I'm going to make just a black material over here. You can put this around 20, push this a little bit lower, that's okay. Put a little bit of specular so we can have a little bit of just a short reflection on this. I'm going to bring my reflection glossiness a little bit behind, and also on the layer expert settings, I'm going to trace off the specular. So I'm going to put this on 5, and we should have already a cool floor for this. I'm going to set this on cubic and seamless, and just make a new render, and just to see on how ambient image is working on. So it's just a short tip, but I think it's very useful for your projects and for your things with Cinema4d and After Effects. And you can join both programs to make a lot of cool stuff, guys. So that was just a case of your renders and your text or your animations. And if you want to make this with every object that you want, it's just need to edit the object and go to the uvmap and select the texture as I did, and you should be having a really cool animation on this, guys. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Hope you make some cool things on this. And but just to finish, just need a little bit of more light on this. Just increase a little bit, and I'm going just to the camera also, and put this with 800 and the shutter speed to 60. Just try to see the difference on the render. But I think overall, let's say it's a cool tip that you guys could learn here at the FX Channel House, guys. So hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Hope you make your animation render. If you did with another color skin, just send it to the link below. I'll be very pleased to comment and see your video, guys. So see you guys very soon with another tutorial or another project. I hope you enjoyed this video. So guys, leave that thumbs up. I will see you guys very soon. Cheers.